I'm headed to the swamps of Dorchester to spend probably one of the colder nights of the year in a tent in the middle of the swamp marsh to wake up in the morning to go hunt sika deer and whitetail deer from a boat in the marsh. And this is my idea of fun. So it ought to be pretty interesting. I'm trying to get down there so I don't have to set up in the dark, although I don't think that's gonna happen because there's a lot of traffic today and I'm running a little late, but we got the tent, hunting gear, got some cool food to eat, some stuff I've gotten on previous hunting trips. We're going down to camp at a piece of property that a buddy of mine owns in the middle of nowhere. Like no service, no electricity, nothing in the marsh. It's supposed to be like 25 degrees tonight. So definitely one of the colder nights of the year. It's definitely not gonna be any warmer in the middle of a salt marsh in a tent. Here's hoping that we don't freeze to death and die. I do like the bridge because it's a pretty good view of my office. Well, my summertime office. Going through Cambridge, look at all them dumb ducks. Little seagull. I gotta figure out how to get there. I don't really remember, haven't been there in a while. I am gonna try on X because you can use like downloaded maps. Like this is how I get around in the swamp. I use it on the water too, actually, because it's pretty good. It'd be sweet if they had a marinized version of this. Here we are here, and I gotta get down to here to this X. I'm gonna download this map, and then hopefully I can use this like as driving directions. It's my only option because, like I said, there is less than no service. Your phone says SOS when you leave Walmart and go down into the swamp. But we're staying at my buddy Dirt's cabin, and he actually just sent me the pin on X, so thank goodness for that. We're at the iconic Goose Creek Outfitters, because I'm just gonna grab a couple more things. Once you're in there, there's no getting out until you're committed to getting out, because I'm talking there ain't nothing. Some water, snacks for tomorrow. Good chance we're gonna do an all day sit, so I wanna be prepared. It's getting cold and getting dark quick, so I'm really trying to get in there, get my tent set up so I don't have to do it in the dark. Really excited to tell you about our sponsor, BetterHelp. BetterHelp is an online therapy service that can connect you with thousands of different therapists, wherever you are, whenever. You can have a therapy session from your car, from a tent when it's 20 degrees, from your house, anywhere. A lot of times I just get burnt out with all the stuff we got going on with the Desperado, trying to maintain personal life, business takes a toll on me. But instead of pushing yourself to the point of doing something really ridiculous, going camping in freezing cold situations is a form of therapy, you could just sign up for BetterHelp. All you gotta do is fill out a quick questionnaire, and within 48 hours they should have you connected with a therapist. But if you don't like them or it's just not working out, you can switch for no additional cost. And they have a huge network of different licensed therapists to choose from, so you can find somebody that you're comfortable with and it's gonna help you help yourself. Over 4 million people have already tried BetterHelp and it's worked for them. So go to betterhelp.com/Luke McFadden to get 10% off your first month of BetterHelp and see if BetterHelp can help you. If you find yourself in the truck on the way to go camping when it's 20 degrees, you probably should have called BetterHelp before you got to this point, because I probably do need some form of help. So down here in Dorchester is actually where the Desperado came from. That boat that I bought that got tore up, that we are rebuilding currently, hails out of Church Creek, which is down here in Dorchester County. It's kind of a funny coincidence, I guess, that I'm coming back here to hunt deer. But we are starting to see what we call frag, basically like a really tall marsh grass. All this stuff on the side, it looks like super tall corn or something, but it's actually just super, super thick, super tall marsh grass. I think it's Phragmites or something like that. And that is what the sika deer love to live in. Sika deer are unique to the area and sort of invasive. As far as I understand, they've been here as long as the European settlers. They brought them over. They put them on a little island, did not realize that they were excellent swimmers, and they swam off the island and into every crevice of the lower eastern shore of Maryland. They spend more time up to their chests in mud and water than they do on land. You can hunt them on what we call high ground, which looks like whitetail country, but they really love to be in the marsh. And I'm talking in the marsh. It takes you an hour to walk a couple hundred yards. We will be hunting in full chest waders with climber tree stands. A lot of times you'll be in the middle of sika country and it's literally just frag as far as you can see and just dead trees. Basically try to find the least sketchy looking dead tree, climb the dead tree in your climber, strap yourself in, and hold on for the windstorm that can ensue. It's almost like you're going waterfowl hunting, but you're hunting deer. My buddy Josh that I'm going with, you guys might remember Josh actually, he's helped me on the boat a lot. And this year he went to helping me mostly at the crab stand slinging crabs. Big red beard. Anyway, he's whatever the mountain man equivalent is for the lower eastern shore of Maryland. He knows every crevice. He's been very fortunate to have killed quite a few really nice deer, sika deer and whitetails down here. He's a lot better at this than I am, and I have a lot of hope for tomorrow. It is firearm season here in Maryland, so we'll be taking the gun, hopefully not just for a walk, but to get a little exercise. And maybe we'll let her bark, hopefully. Some of the most beautiful country in all of Maryland, and I would argue on the East Coast, maybe anywhere in the US. We rag on the lower shore sometimes because there ain't much around, but this is truly God's country down here. So on the left side here is what we would call high country, which means it's probably like 4 feet above sea level. The funny thing is, all the sika deer that I've seen for the most part have been in the truck, either driving to go hunt deer or leaving from hunting deer. So I'm also just now realizing that I forgot my heater. I do not have a propane heater. It's supposed to be like 25 degrees tonight. I think my sleeping bag's gonna be warm enough. Sometimes you'll come out and all the frag and everything is burned to the water line, essentially. They actually do a controlled burn. I don't know if it's to replenish the soil, I don't know if it's to knock down the frag, but I know I've come through here sometimes and it looks like the place has just been on fire, because it has. Look at this. Tell me that ain't some of the most beautiful country you've ever seen. It looks like a mix between what I imagine the grass plains of the West look like and the African plains, but with more water. Look at that. This is God's country here. Oh. A bridge, a little boat ramp. We're gonna see if the boat will start. We're gonna try to back the boat in there. Maybe try to get her started tonight. Should run, but it's not my boat, so, which means it probably should run. All right, here we are. In that long road, there's a camp somewhere. Old dirt ain't cut the grass in a little while, I guess. That's all right. You know, if you got a buddy named Dirt, he's gonna have a cabin in the swamp, and he's gonna be a good dude. I don't know nobody named Dirt. It's a bad guy. We used to hunt ducks in this little pond when we were kids. Have that little duck blind right there. Duck blind looked a little better last time I seen it. I guess it's been longer than I thought since we were here. Ooh, it's narrow. Ooh, man, real narrow. Had smaller trucks when we used to come here. As you can see, the ground is very wet, and if the tide comes up high enough, we will get wet in the tent. I'm really hoping that doesn't happen. I'd rather not wake up freezing in the water. Here comes Josh up the lane. At least it better be Josh. If it ain't Josh, then we got a problem. Oh, there he is, the old battle wagon. Now, that's a hunting rig if I ever seen one. Shoo! This is the boat in question. Looks very similar to my camo boat. If you don't have a camo boat, you ain't no crabber. The old Johansson 25. Iconic motor. Bulletproof. Sort of. I don't want to say that. That was stupid. Why did I say that? Knock on frag. It's going to be a fine vessel. It's turning into a Luke video faster than we thought. We got zip ties on battery terminals already. Trying to get the motor running. This is a Luke video. Dang, look at this. Hunting camp expert. Generator and the lights and all. We're going to set up camp. We'll see you in the morning, bright and early. Just kidding, we're gonna eat some dinner and stuff like that. I forgot about dinner. All right, Josh's tent, my tent set up. I got that. That's the key here. This is what I'm banking. Oh, there's a stink bug. He ain't paid rent. Get rid of him. This is what I'm counting on being my lifesaver, because I don't have a heater. I do have this super sick bedroll that's basically like a giant bed with a nice sleeping bag. Got overhead lighting. Yeah, no expense was spared. Finest tent Walmart could provide, you know. My favorite thing about my tent is that it just looks like a tent. Tell me that don't look like a tent. That's the tentiest tent I ever tented. I never seen that one.
Heating blanket too.
Well, when you live in the tent for 30 days, you figure out all the tricks, I guess, huh?
And most importantly, on the inside, got the ground layer.
Oh, snap. The old moving blanket, huh? That's nice in there. All right, now we're cooking. Got it. Welcome mat. Look at that. Tell me that doesn't look comfy and cozy. All right, I'll admit it. Oh, no. It's not good. It says buddy heater. Oh, there we go. There's another one. Portable camping heater. Will it kill you if you put it in the tent? All right, perfect. It's good enough for me. We got the last one. Tell me that ain't lucky. All right, we're back. Boat's hooked up. We have heat. Look at this. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Get my rest of my gear in here and overhead lighting. Heat. Wow, cutting edge technology. I don't know if you guys like guns or not, but I do. This is 260 Remington Model 7. It's beat up and ugly. Old school scope my dad bought in college. Got a lot of deer with this thing and a bear. It's a youth model and a compact model, so it's tiny, but I got it. I was a runt growing up. I was itty bitty. I still am not real. I'm 5'7" now, but I'm surprised I got that tall, honestly. I just look like a regular sized guy with a regular sized gun, just further away when I'm holding it. I don't think the tent got that hot. It's not the tent on fire. This is mildly concerning, I guess. I think it's burning something off. Yeah, it definitely smells over this. I think because it's brand new, it's like burning off something. It smells. I really don't think it's the tent on fire. Well, that doesn't make me feel a lot better about sleeping with it in the tent. Hope this isn't how I go out. All right, got the camp stove hooked up. I know this generator, ooh, that's gonna blow us all up. Uh-oh. Please spark. Oh, nice. I smelled propane for a second. I thought we were gonna kill ourselves, but I think we're good. All right, grill's heating up. We got paper towels to eat. Couldn't find tortillas, so I figured these would probably be all right. We got some jumbo glizzies, dude. These are oryx. My mother-in-law shot an oryx somewhere, so some brats. I don't know what an oryx is or what kind of Pokemon that might be, but it sounds edible. Some crackers I found in the cabinet. Some corn, also from my mother-in-law. She's a regular pioneer woman, I tell you. Canning corn from the corn wagon. And oh, here we go, silverware, perfect. Crab seasoning for a shameless plug. Actually, we're gonna try some of it on whatever we eat because it's actually really good on pretty much everything we've found. And I'm not just saying that. I mean, I am, but I'm not. It really is good. People like it. Shoot. I'll just give this one to Josh. That's fine. He will never know. Grill. Still doesn't feel very hot. Maybe my hand's just really cold. I don't know. It's a kind of a weak flame, isn't it? Oh, shoot. I've done it now. Okay. It's either on or off, apparently. I feel like when it's cold, propane doesn't work that great. Got a cool knife. This guy, Adam Glick from Instagram, sent me. A bunch of my wife's fancy pink Himalayan salt. You can clearly see who does the shopping. I bought these at the gas station, and I was proud of myself for not, buying candy bar. And then I went back and bought a candy bar. Got the turtle box rocking. This is the one I shot with my shotgun. See these holes? See these little pellet holes? I shot it with a shotgun twice. Then they thought that was pretty cool, and then they gave me one. Worked out nice. Or we put in the decoys all day with this. Let it float around in the decoys, and then I unloaded my gun on it because, it ought to be bulletproof, in my opinion. For all that money, you ought to be able to shoot it. Sorry, it's ADHD cooking hour. I'm gonna keep doing this, hoping it gets hotter, but I don't know. Oh yeah. For my next trip, I'm going to boil this corn in the bag over fire. I know that seems like not a good idea. Pretty sure it's gonna be fine. I remember my stepdad used to run this thing called Pool's Camp. I used to boil eggs in a bag or something. I'm about to either look like a genius or a real idiot. I've said that a lot in my life. Surroundings to our advantage. Josh sees me in the live video too. Welcome to the stupidest show on earth. Well, much to my amazement, that did not work. I burned a hole in the bag almost immediately. I'm telling you, it worked, but just not today. So I did what I should have done the whole time and just put it in the tea kettle. Pokemon sausage. Pretty good. Give that one to Josh. Drop a comment if you know what an oryx is. I should just Google it. I don't have to do service. Yes, my corn is done. Actually, no, I guess it's not. Ow, it's so hot. We'll let it boil for a minute. Yes. Tea kettle corn. McFadden family classic. Look at the sport. Oh, one of Lindsay's freaking hairs, dude. You ever find your wife's hair everywhere? Oh my god, bro. In the corner. Josh will have to see that in the video. He'll be fine. And the fries are done. French fry? I made them myself. They're homemade. It's for the raccoons. Just happen to have this Arby's thing with me. Oh wow, the ones on the top are nice and hot. The ones on the bottom are disgusting and cold. To be fair, they weren't any good when I got them. All right, we're gonna hit the hay, go to bed. Waking up early at 3 a.m. tomorrow. 40-minute drive. We'll put the boat in and hope that it's not blowing so bad we can't go anywhere. So it's actually really cozy in here. Super cozy. Do not regret the heater. That was totally worth the trip. And I do not regret getting this flannel sleeping bag either. It's so nice and cozy in here. It was so cold out there. Doesn't make you want to get out of bed, that's for sure. A little colder in the tent than I thought. Should have everything we need. Gloves. Oh boy. Boat's loaded. I got climber tree stands, cooler. Cooler's pretty much keeping things from freezing at this point. I'm going to hunt public land today. Josh and I are both residents here in Maryland, so not too big a deal. Just get a license and a tag over the counter. No private stuff. Going bushwhacking. 23 degrees. Hold that right there.
Can't tie a knot, tie a lot.
Yeah. How's she looking?
Ready when you are, Cat.
All right. Set up in the tree. It's right in the very center of that patch. So when we got in, we were getting ready to come up the tree. We heard one literally right there in that frag bench. I mean, 5 yards away. We were definitely a deer. We haven't seen anything, and then we saw two, about 250 yards that way. But coincidentally, they must have seen us too, or something, because they didn't stick around long. Beautiful morning, though. Beautiful country. Really, the fact that to be alive. It's not a pine tree that's been dead for a decade. We're like 10 feet up in the tree, by the way. I know it looks like we're really high, but we're not. You could jump down. Actually, you could just drop down from here. We're hunting deer, and by that I mean brown ones. So if it's brown, it's down. I'm not picky. Sika deer apparently eat really well. I've had it here and there. It's very good. Jeez. Well, sat in the morning, saw a couple. We're gonna head back to where we put the boat. Hopefully the boat's still there. Well, the boat's still here. Tide went way out. I come up with a game plan for second half of the day. Blacked up. Came out of nowhere. We lost a little water while we were out. Got a little skinny. We're trying a little different spot. It's like a big island. It's more high ground. A little bit of elevation here. The wind picked up really bad, so we had to get out of where we were at and find a different spot. I'm glad we did, because we didn't have much time before it got really nasty. There's some other hunters here. So we're just trying to find a place to punch in. Definitely a cool spot. Hopefully there's deer. Got some beavers. Put in some overtime over here.
Take the rub right there?
Oh yeah, I see that. Oh yeah. What you see deer's on it? 2 rubs. Yeah. Deer used island. There's a big island over there. What are you gonna do? Punch, 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 punch. Keep walking. All right. So this spot is basically a big hardwood island in the middle of the marsh. So it has both whitetail and sika deer on the island. So we have the possibility to get whitetail or sika. I'd rather get a sika, but beggars can't be choosers at this point. I think I'm gonna set up right here and get up there so we can see. We don't usually use the climbers as actual climbers. Like this morning, we literally didn't even climb the tree. We just hooked a climber onto the tree like a clip-on stand. So I don't have my harness, which you should always wear a harness. But I'm gonna go about as high as I can touch in this tree so that I can see a little more, but I'm not so high that if I fell out, I would die. You should always wear a harness. I always wear a harness. Always. Today, our plans had to change because of the gale wind, and I'm gonna put this thing about 6 feet. Probably as tall as I am, I'm like a midget, so sorry, a little person. Probably be like 7 feet up in the air. Better than being on the ground, I guess, so don't do as I do. All right, we're live. Not really, but we're about solid 6 feet up in a tree because I'm an idiot. Just so I don't have to sit on the ground. Interesting terrain though, hardwood behind us and marsh in front of us. Well, it's the end of the last night of our hunting. We didn't get anything. Josh seen a couple, didn't get a shot, but it was a blast. It was awesome. And we'll definitely be back. We have a few more days of gun season here. So maybe we'll be back this year. If not, definitely next. Man, I can't thank you enough, Josh, for always being willing to take me and share what you know. I really appreciate everything. Seriously. Yeah, man, it was great. We'll get him later this week.